All right, we're here.
I don't think they're actually doing very much. So
I've got the pleasure to introduce some of Pete's family and friends tonight to speak about Pete and Imogen and the lovely. Speak to Pete and Imogen about Pete and Imogen's lovely nuptials today. I've been circulating and speaking to some of the family, and one of the things that I picked up was that when Imogen spoke to her mum Judith and told Pete that, or told her that she was going to marry Pete, and oh, you're naturally engaged with your mother. You're naturally engaged with your mother, and you said, "Mum, I think I've found a man that is just like Dad."
I don't think those were my exact words, but whatever you need to do.
They were. I spoke to Judith. And to that, Judith replies, Imogen, you have all my sympathy. And on that note, just a bit of poetic license from me, so it's okay. But on that note, I'd love to welcome, and you should all clap and welcome, Richard and Judith. Thank you.
I thought it was me you wanted to kiss.
I'm here. Talk louder.
Judy, friends, this is a particular night in my life, as much as it is in the life of my daughter, my new son-in-law. People of my era saw weddings as the occasion where you gathered to...
Sound technician.
He's boring enemy, wait here. I was enjoying that. Oh.
Where you gathered to wish everybody well, and wish the new couple well. There was a spirit of optimism. There was great hope for the future. Time has passed, and people live their lives differently today. And on this occasion, we are, as the events of tonight showed, we're here to celebrate a success. Success of two people coming together. I'm sure on their part, not without some hesitation, but overcoming that hesitation and making, I think, a great relationship and a life together, giving me and Judith and Eddie and Judy the pleasure of three fabulous grandkids. That is the ones who are rolling on the carpet and seeing wedding rings and things like that. And I should point out, none of those attributes are attributable to my side of the gene. So we celebrate that success, and we also celebrate it with the optimism of further success for the future. I wish my daughter, Imogen, and my new son-in-law, Peter, the greatest success and enjoyment in their life, and I hope that I will live to see the day that their children will give them the same pleasure as they are giving me. Thank you.
Thank you. This is always different because it used to be, in my generation, the men always made the speeches, and now we're all making speeches, which I think is lovely. So I said I'd take the opportunity to say something as well. And what I'd like to say is, and it's for all of you, is that that I've had so many conversations about people of my age saying, oh, you know, the generation, they're not the same, and they're not this, and they're not that, and they're all so bad. I have to say that my experience is that my children and their friends, lots of whom I've met today and at other times, And their children's friends, the children and their friends, are all such wonderful kids that I think that as a nation, a country, a people, we should be very proud of the kids that are here, the age groups that are here, and I'm talking about my age group, and the next generation, the generation after that. It doesn't matter, you know, as a country, I think we're just doing so well. I just have to look around here and think we're really going to have a lovely group. And I think of all those kids over in the Dower house. Hopefully they're all asleep now. They're the generation after that. And that, you know, we've got a really good thing going here. And at the end of the day, I look at these two, Imogen and Pete, and think that they're the future, our future. And I'm really glad they'll be paying, you know, for my pension. Congratulations.
Some very well chosen words there from the parents of the bride. And in response to that, we have Pete's parents, Eddie and Judith. Just over here on the right. I'll walk over.
I'll come over.
You'll come over, Eddie. Good work. Bit of round of applause for Eddie. Judith, welcome. It's been a lovely day. Thank you so much.
Thanks very much, Enzo. Can you all hear me? Yes. Yeah, that's good. I've got to say right at the start that I have never seen a wedding ceremony like that. I thought they were married about 4 times. And I thought the obligation coming from 4 times married was far more than I ever thought I'd ever make when we did the deed many years ago. Sorry about you guys, if you don't understand what I'm talking about. Judy and I are absolutely delighted with this day. The first thing that we are delighted about is the official joining of the Miller and the Self family. We have had, over the past years, we've had many nice times together, and we certainly look forward to many more great times together. And we are very happy about that. The other thing we're delighted about, of course, that Imogen and Peter have made their commitments to each other. I know I'm one of the old school, and
we are.
Oh, you're not old, though.
See where I get it from.
I may be old, but I'm still ahead of the game. But what I was going to say, we are really happy to see them make this commitment to one another. I know there's a lot of jargon and carry on and what's the word? Different connotations of what all the things that marriage is all about. But when it comes down to it, there's only one thing, and that is the commitment that they make to each other. And I know, you know, in this day and age, people say, oh, this commitment is understood and all this sort of thing. But the important thing is for them to have made that commitment to each other verbally, because it gives you, it takes the relationship to another plane, to a different level or plane. It means that you committed to each other and said, well, I belong to you and you belong to me, we both belong to each other, or whatever way you decide you want to put it.
Through Dr. Zeus.
Who's he? I remember one of the reasons I sort of this crosses my mind is Judy and I made those vows 53 years ago, and I can remember I can still remember that ceremony, and I can still remember what was said, and I can still remember how I felt after it. And the way I felt after it was, with all the apprehension that goes on and all the tension, all that goes on till you reach that stage, it just all died. And you had that feeling of tranquility and satisfaction, and you had that feeling of belonging to each other. And that feeling, after 53 years, has never changed for me. I feel exactly the same way as I did then. And I hope that Pete and him feel the same way when they get down the line, like us old farts. But
Well, they'll have to take a bit off. Because they've already had 6 or 7.
now, it's not my objective to make a long speech, but normally at this time it's the time to wish them well and wish them luck and all that sort of thing. But for those 3 little ankle biters that they've got, I think they've already made it. They're there. So it remains to sort of say, to look down the road at the future and make them understand that we as parents, as grandparents, or however you like to look at it, old farts or whatever you think, we're here for them. We're here to stand by them and stand behind them, exactly as the family has done, all the family have done, over the years that him and Pete have been together. And finally I'd like to say something that I've said to all the members of our family on various occasions. No matter what happens, be kind to each other and don't cross over the bridge. Thank you. Thank you.
I just want to reiterate everything that Ed said, and it's just wonderful to have the opportunity to formally welcome the families together and say how much we love him and all that goes with what we've got now, the grandkids and her family. It's brilliant, and we're happy about the whole thing. It's just lovely. And thanks for the opportunity, taking him.
That's pretty good work. I think 53 years from that couple, and I don't know how many years from the previous couple, so I think that deserves a round of applause from everyone. And he is Captain Smooth, really. That is fantastic work. I love the name. I love the name. So, look, I've been married for 11 years. And, I've probably learned that there's probably 5 important words that you need to...
Yes, darling, you're right.
No? Yeah, she's about there. My 5 words are a little bit different. Mine are I apologise. Yeah. That's the first one. And
yes,
you are right, correct. Very good. So I might introduce Jeremy and Kate, who want to come over, friends of Pete and Imogen, would like to come and say a few words on behalf of their friendship and on behalf of Pete and Imogen. So Kate, and here you go. Over to you, clapping.
Thank you. Thank you. So, Emmy and Pete have invited Jez and I to say a few words tonight.
Silly us. Silly us.
And I gather that is because Jez and I have had the privilege of living with Peter and me at some point over the last 12 years. And not together. And I'm a little bit distressed because this is the first night I've been out where I've been able to drink for 4 years. And Emmy's made me give a speech and I've not been able to get on the sauce. If I give a speech, so I'm going to get it over with because my drinking hours are getting shorter and shorter. I can't better read this, it's okay. Okay, so I, for one, and I'm sure everyone else is in the same boat as me, have been waiting for this opportunity for a number of years now. And I'm sure we all were thinking, when was this crazy rock and roll
itinerant, wild lifestyle that they were living at the end. The globe trotting from Baldwin to Beaumaris, and then again around the corner in Beaumaris, and then the 3 kids, and a dog and a cat and 2 mortgages. And wild. I was thinking, when are they going to settle down? And I know everyone else is probably in the same boat. Thank goodness that tonight has come. That wild rock and roll ride that they were on.
Time to step off, huh? Time to step off. We're selling up.
And I think my excitement and anticipation about tonight was not just about the drinking hours. It was also about the fact that Imogen gave a speech at my wedding not too long ago, 4 years ago now. And those of you who know Imi well, she was very true to form and tried to not steal the limelight and a bit shy and retiring. And
he was inspired.
Yeah, tried not to be the centre of attention, and she was really above board, didn't offend anyone. She didn't say anything that was embarrassing for either of the wedding party at all. So, none of that's true, obviously. She started off her speech of the night by recounting a story about how when we lived together, she busted my husband Gary naked in the living room at about 6 a.m. on Sunday morning. She was on the way to teach one of her exercise classes. Gary was a bit worse for wear after a big night out on the town. It was, you know, one of those stories. We won't go into the details now, but
You've done all right.
yeah, needless to say, that was how she started off. So I thought tonight, payback.
Love you, Gaz.
Yeah. Sorry, honey. Then I realised that to truly get even this evening, I would have to see Peter naked.
Oh, done that. It's not worth
Are there any more hands? Are there any more hands? Who hasn't seen Peter naked? So I was a bit freaked out. I felt for the kids. I thought it would be a bit weird if I started hanging out at their house in the hope of catching Peter and Nud. So I gave Jez a ring, and he reassured me he'd seen Peter naked loads of times over the years. And it was one of those moments, I guess, for those of you who don't know me, professionally I'm a psychologist, and rarely do I get an opportunity to use my professional skill in my day-to-day life, but as we were discussing a time when Jez saw both Imi and Peter naked, look, I had to draw on some of those professional reserves, a bit of critical incident debriefing. I don't want to use the words post-traumatic stress lightly because I don't think it was that bad, but obviously it's something that has stayed with Jez. Not in a good way. I'm going to hand over to him to let him talk to you about that moment. So, yeah, anyway, revenge fantasies aside, where am I? The early days of Peter and Imi, the courtship. Yeah. So I thought, because obviously Jez and I were living with Imi and Peter at the time that they first met, that he and I should talk about the, you know, when the sparks were flying, those early days. And I recounted that Peter and Imi obviously met at work, and they connected over a novel that they were both reading. It was an autobiography. Wild. And They used to sneak into the staff kitchen and whisper excerpts from this novel to each other in captured moments of passion.
Absolutely. Yes, you caught me out.
No, I made that bit up. They linked to that. They used to go to the pub on a Friday night and get pissed, bitch about office politics, same. And yes, and so then their first date, Immy had gone to some great lengths to arrange an opportunity to meet the author of this particular autobiography that they had both been reading at the time. Mountain climber, don't know, who knows?
Andrew McCartney.
Andrew
It's about a man
McCartney.
who had scaled Everest.
It's riveting. It's hot. And so Immy made an enormous effort with her appearance that evening, her near perfect already appearance, I must say, in the hope to impress Peter.
Thank you, Sherry. You nailed it. That's exactly what I did.
She did a lot more than that. She was trying very hard to impress Peter, and Peter also was obviously trying hard to impress Immy because he invited two mates along the way.
Nice to have you there.
And then rather uncharacteristically for Peter, turned up very late. So Jez was one of those mates on that date with Peter and Immy, and he spent probably more time with Immy than Peter did that night. And I just will hand over to Jez now from his unique vantage point of actually being on their first date. Reflect again on the early years when the sparks were flying. And then I'll talk a bit about Immy a bit later.
Oh, what's going on?
Thank you. I've not done a lot of this, but I did what any self-respecting person of this day and age would do at this time. I went to the internet. I found a lot of rubbish, except for one bit of good advice, which was stand up, speak up, and then shut up. So I'm going to try and do that. I'm very happy to be asked to speak tonight and feel quite qualified. Can we say? I've known Pete for 30 years and Imogen for 12 now. And, sorry, I lost my way now. Yeah, and it's fair to say I've done the fair share of male bonding with Pete. Sometimes Imogen came along, but I think wisely she's chosen not to.
I've offered my services to go motorbike riding, but all your motorbiking friends have been declined.
And also sat around a dining room table or a campfire with both on many occasions and solved the world's problems. Go to bed feeling good. And lastly, as I said, I think I'm the only person in this room to have possibly seen them both naked.
You didn't need to repeat that. You got that. Sorry.
It needed saying. I met Pete at school, and then unbeknownst to each other, we changed schools in year 11 and continued our friendship. And he's responsible for introducing me to many outdoor pursuits, motorbike riding and other things, and some indoor pursuits such as preserving ourselves in alcohol on the odd occasion. I have him to thank for that. His drive and enthusiasm has got me a great life, and I thank you for introducing me to those things, which you did. As Kate's already touched on, I was sharing a house with Pete and him when they first met, and the commitment Im showed to a first date, seeing a mountaineer do a slideshow, fantastic.
Thank you. Thanks, James. I go all out. You and your friends.
Pete was late, and we were sitting there, found ourselves going, is that her? Is that her? No, it couldn't be her. And then she finally did walk in, power suit, laptop under her arm, and we said, That's her. And I knew that Pete was really keen because he told me.
That's the way we blokes work, right? We say stuff.
Imogen just showed it with her presentation.
PowerPoint.
But you have both achieved a lot in your life, and I'm glad I've been a part of it. And I wish you everything that you wish for. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Yes, this one. Emmy. So I've known Emmy for about 20 years now.
I'm only 21.
Yeah, she's 21. We met at birth. So those of you who, I'm not sure how many there are, but for those of you who knew Emmy prior to Pete, thank you, Annabelle. Yes. A couple of our school friends. Judith, right. Yeah, okay, I get that. So, in looking back, to say that Emmy was a little bit flighty is a little bit like saying the Pope's a bit Catholic. So, she wasn't exactly known for her steadfastness, no, or her ability to stick it out if things got a little bit mundane, or her ability to really tolerate any boredom, or her need to change jobs, cities, university degrees, careers regularly. And she used to change large parts of her life, such as her studies, her careers. Yeah, more time than really Beyonce on tour would change costume. I put Beyonce in there for a reason, because Emmy thinks she should be famous. I think she should be famous too, and it's not just her movie star good looks, it's not her sense of humour, her wonderful star-like qualities, her musical ability. I won't go on. Maybe a little bit later. She will.
Games.
But yeah, so she has a love of performance, and when Pete met Emmy, she was somehow grounded, and she sort of put down an anchor, and she became quite still and contained. I know you're rolling your eyes, but it is true. All right, there was bowling by Morris, but still. And so we knew he was a keeper because the flighty Em became someone who had a steadfast devotion to her family and her children and motherhood and being a partner. And one of the things, when I think of Pete and Emmy, of course, I've had the privilege of being their mate for a long time, but their unflappable team approach to pretty much everything they do, whether it's negotiate 3 children from, you know, Bo Morris on a camping trip to all of the other extracurricular stuff that they do. It's exhausting. They are can-do, they are unflappable, and they are a true team.
What?
Ken had to put the micro camera down because his arm is sore. Anyway, so what I'm saying about steadfast partnership, rock solid,
it's not very heavy. It's not heavy.
Is that Peter and Emmy, I have no doubt that over the next 20 or 30 years, that you'll approach raising your beautiful family with exactly the same unflappable can-do attitude, and congratulations on the family. Love you guys.
So thank you very much. Great words there from Kate and Jeremy. Look, to put the cat amongst the pigeons, they're very unflappable. They're very close together, obviously, and they never fight, apparently. And
yeah, they do.
So, you know, we noticed tonight that a few references to Imogen. She's dressed fantastically tonight, by the way.
Yep.
Some applause for Imogen, please.
Imogen looks hot. Hot pride, hot pride.
By the way, she looks great in tracky dacks when she's doing the sporty stuff.
Yeah, she does.
So, you know, she always dresses to kill. And from according to Pete, she cooks that way as well. But
Why, do we have to video these?
On in before they make their speeches. Rock the ship a little bit. So
I'm with you though, it's a bit boring. I'm not, the speeches aren't boring video, just holding...
We'll stand here. Thanks, very good. So hello everybody. Hello everybody. Very good. So firstly to Captain Smooth, well done, thank you Dad. So I'm going to start with a couple of thank yous. Now, most people would have a fair sense about me and the effort I like to put in with things. So when it came to organising this wedding, I got given a job. And there was one particular job I had to look after, and that was the wine.
Yes!
Now in that job, I enlisted the aid of a certain individual I would like to thank, because choosing wine is not a task that most people would like to take on. And it takes a lot of effort, energy, commitment, and drive. Now where are you, Mick? Yes, Mick? Mick, I'd like to say thank you for your commitment throughout this process. Let me tell you everybody, when I got a bottle of wine needed testing, I had to walk 2 doors up, knock on the door. Mick would have to walk the hallway, get his glass, take notes, tell me how good it was, how good it wasn't, and all that effort. That was outstanding, so thank you very much.
Well done, Mick.
And the other half of the background team for tonight's effort, you'll probably notice as you walk in, over there is the cake. Now, you know, so when I said to him, I want one of those cupcake towers. Do you mind? Would you like? I think I might make one because you know I like to take on a lot. I'll make a cake for my own wedding. What a good idea. She was like, no, I'll make it. No, you help me. I'll make it. We'll do it together. She went, no, I'll make it. I went, okay, you make it. Actually, I think I'm going to run out of time. So then, a friend of mine got married recently, and I went, cupcake towers are so boring. Oh, everybody's got one of those. Pulled out my children's cookbook. I went, can you make that? And she went, a beehive? Huh. It's a bit more work. I went, yeah, but that's what I really want. And so, Lynn, can I give you a tip? Lynn has a 6-year-old and a set of twins as well, so she's not that busy, which is why I gave her the task of making our beehive cake. Peter and I have been eating cake for about 3 weeks now, so we're not having any tonight. You guys knock yourselves out. But I do really thank you, Lynn. It's a very big effort, and it's been a tough time for you, so I appreciate it. Thank you.
So we've had a little bit of a taste of the music so far tonight, and that's been brought to us by, where is he? DJ Gus.
DJ Gus.
Yeah. You want to know, stands for Get You Some. You got to say, that's pretty good. Yeah, so we might be getting us some later on with a bit of action from Gus, so thank you in advance, Gus, for some good tunes.
And down in the front row here, in the peanut gallery, is his wife, who assists me greatly. And Georgie, Georgie, could you imagine this day has come? For so many weeks, Georgie has heard day by day, blow by blow accounts of all the wedding hoopla.
It's all over for me.
So I would like to
be
thank Georgie
empty.
because she's taken my kids quite a lot while I go off and do wedding stuff. And she just takes all 3 of them without asking, which is quite a lot. She's got 3 of her own, and
She loves it.
she's come out
It's a
here,
vibe.
and it's just been terrific. So thank you very much for
well
taking the lead.
And today, this place has been somewhat of a beehive, you might say. Somewhat of a beehive, because there's been a few people busy doing things. Now I'm going to try and get this list out. I can see Annabelle straight ahead of me, so that's easy. So thank you, Annabelle, for all the work, the video work, all those things.
Surgery later, it'll be fine.
Supported by husband Kenny.
Ken.
And I can flash around the audience somewhere. I see my sister Melanie, who was doing a great job.
Marcy, are you here?
Where's Marcy?
Marcy,
Marcy, managing lunches, juggling kids,
Yeah.
pulling it all off with absolute aplomb. Anyway, great job. So, and where am I working now? So, there's a Jeremy here setting up stereos.
Yeah, or Jane.
Captain Nemo, who's not here tonight, because he wasn't invited, but he's a friend of ours who's like the stereo system in this microphone. Who else have we got? Who else have I forgotten? Anybody? In that list?
Maybe our people that did the witnessing.
Oh yes,
Bruce.
Bruce.
Megan, yep.
Where's Bruce? Thank you, Bruce, for all that effort, sorry. And thank you, Maggie. And thank you, Mel, for doing the the reading. Very good.
Okay, this is the last of you of me tonight. Apart from when I kick up a few tunes. Anyway, I do like a stage, as you all know. Normally I need it to be with music and we're actually all moving together. So even by starting a step touch, that would make me feel more comfortable. Off we go. No, I'd like to thank you all for coming. It has been a long time coming, and I've been regularly asked over the last 11 years that Peter and I have been together why we are not married, and basically neither of us have really been that interested in it. So, that most surprisingly, yes, really.
You talk to my children?
Yeah, I can. I can talk to any children about marriage. But here we are. So when Peter asked me last year, and this is the strangest, is still, I find it a really odd situation. We were in America last year, the two of us, and it was our last day, and we were at some restaurant on a cliff face in San Francisco. And we walked down to these absolutely rugged, windswept, wave-swept bars, and Pete asked me to marry him, and it was like something out of a movie. It was seriously the most romantic thing you've ever seen. I just could not believe.
There's a punchline
Captain
coming.
Smooth. No, there's no punchline. I'm going to tell you, I was absolutely gobsmacked. I didn't know what to say, and I really was quite emotional and cried like, oh, that would surprise some of you too. But, you know, we don't really run a particularly romantic relationship. We run we love each other and we have a great time together, but as you can tell by our vows, it's not our kind of way of existing with each other. But that, to me, was a very clear moment where Peter really demonstrated to me how much he loved me and wanted to be with me. And it was really perfect, and I wouldn't have wanted it to be any other way, prior to kids or after kids. So thanks very much for asking me to marry you. I'd like you all to enjoy the house tonight. I want to thank those that I haven't thanked, and my mum and my dad for their speech, for Judy and Eddie for their speech. That was lovely. I did appreciate that. Kate and Jeremy, yeah, it was pretty good. Hey, we'll talk after. Awesome. So thank you very much. Have a lovely night.
Did Dad say commitment? Because that's making me a bit nervous. Is that what it's about? C word. Damn it, damn it, damn it. So again, for those who know me, I am an analytical type, and I like to sort of sort through and make my decisions with a well-balanced view of all the different options available. So when I was a young lad, I said to myself, there's a list. There's a list that needs to be satisfied before I was to take a woman as my wife. And on that list, the first thing on that list was that she had to be beautiful. She was beautiful. She'd be smart, funny. There's some nods around yet, Penny? Can I get that one? Yep, funny, clever. Yeah, clever. All those things.
The yeses are going down a bit now.
Yeah, and then also as far as family members go, there's a few checklists I had. Firstly, a father who had to be able to carry on for hours about cars and stuff to keep my dad happy. Check. A mother-in-law who could sing like a bird. A brother-in-law who could supply endless numbers of funny stories about basically him getting in trouble from Annabelle. And Annabelle, a sister who possibly loves her sister as much as I do. So with that, I'd just like to say thank you everybody for coming, and lovely to see you all here, and I hope you enjoy this place like we do, because we came here to check this place out and fell in love with it and thought it was a fantastic place to have a wedding and really good fun. So enjoy. Thank you.
So